Hey folks, my guest today is Kev Wilson. He founded his company Webboss.io in 2011 along with his son Luke. They've put over 40,000 hours of development into the system, and they believe it's the world's most powerful CMS website builder and hosting platform. It's already used by many of the UK's largest companies, and August 19th sees Webboss launched globally as a featured deal by AppSumo. Kev, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what is this? I mean, should people think of this like an alternative to WordPress?
Absolutely. I mean, every time we see a new system come up, everybody says this is the alternative to WordPress, sorry. And we look at them and they're not, but we really are. I mean, we spent a long time developing this. Probably in hindsight, we could have done things a bit differently. But
How long? When did you launch?
We actually launched about 5 years ago, really, but we were forced into that because in England, getting the investment for this sort of project isn't the same as the US.
Yeah.
So
you've raised money. How much?
About $500,000.
When did you do that raise?
That was about 6 years ago.
Okay, so in like 2015.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you raised. Sorry, you said 500,000.
Yes.
Yeah. And what was that on a cap? Like, did it have a valuation on it or no?
Yeah, we did. That was just done against £1 million basis. So
pre-money or post-money?
That was pre.
Okay, so 1.5 posts, and then you're building now today. So tell me about a customer that's using you guys. How do they use you?
What we've done is, because I say we wanted a couple of million in investment, but it's been very hard to get in the UK for our sort of product. They're a bit old-fashioned over here, most investors. So we started looking for referral partners. So I went to some of the big boys like Reach PLC. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but they're the biggest media group in the country. They own virtually every newspaper title here. And we've had to sort of open up a service division as well to finance our development. So that's how we've been growing the business. Not ideal for a SaaS product, but it's been sort of working for us to get us where we are. So we've got major companies like Reach PLC, and when they're selling advertising to their customers, and they need a decent website to do it through. Mm-hmm. So we do all the bespoke systems for their customers.
Mm-hmm. And how much revenue did you guys do in your first year in 2015?
It says it's not that much then because it's a bit of a slow build. We're doing now, I'm trying to think back then, we're doing around about 20,000 a month now. And back then it's probably about 5 or 6, I would say. I mean, it's not grown a lot, but we've had to sort of split our work between development and service, which is not really what we want to do.
And if you're doing $20,000 a month now in revenue, what were you doing a year ago?
Well, before COVID, pretty much the same, actually. Unfortunately, COVID, because we were using referral partners for a lot of our business. I mean, our biggest one laid 500 staff off during COVID. So,
yep. Okay, so about the same. Badly. That makes sense. Now, that's just your recurring revenue. How much of services revenue will you do this year?
We'll probably do about the same again in service, I would say. We've got another company we've just started working with, Ryman, one of the biggest stationers in the UK, got 220 stores. We've just done a white label version of the product for them. So that's an exclusive.
So Kev, just to be clear, so last year, how much total revenue did you do and how much of that was services?
Last year would have been about recurring revenue, about 4,000 and 16,000 in services.
Okay, last year. What did you do the whole year though? So add up all of your revenue the whole year.
Yeah, last year we would have done about 20,000 through the COVID period.
Yes, you did. So for 20,000 the whole year or 20,000 a month?
Oh no, sorry, a month.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. The whole year.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
The whole year in 2020. Yeah, if you did $250,000 in total revenue, how much was services?
About 3/4 of that.
Okay, got it. So about 180,000 was services, and the rest was SaaS. How are you transitioning people from services into the SaaS model?
At the moment, we've had no marketing budget whatsoever. So this is what we've been trying to raise funds for at the moment.
How much do you want to raise?
We could do with a couple of million, really.
Like what, 2 million?
Yeah.
And what valuation do you want to raise on?
Which is possible, obviously. Are we looking at 5 to 6?
And why 5 to 6?
Because of the amount of development we've done. I mean, what it would cost to actually make our platform now.
Yeah. How many folks are on the team? Is it still you and Luke?
No, we've got 4 at the moment. We get a bit higher sometimes. We get a bit busier. We might need a few more designers in to keep the service model going. But for core developers, there's just two. It's Luke and Ollie.
And so, okay, so two developers. Do you develop too or no?
Not really. I usually come up with the ideas and get them to do the work.
Yeah, that's good. You do all the fun stuff, and then they do all the labor.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Are you guys profitable today?
We're borderline break even.
Okay. And how many customers are paying you something monthly SaaS?
Monthly SaaS is around about 200.
200?
Yeah.
Okay. And are they sticky? What does churn look like?
It's virtually nil. And honestly, it is. We've got customers going back. I mean, although we started rolling out properly about 4 years ago, before that, we were obviously building sites to test it. And those customers are still with us. And we're just on, in fact, one customer going back almost 10 years is just having a new rebuild done. So there's no need to leave. That's what's different about Webboss. It really is everything. You can expand it.
Well, it sounds like they pay you like $2 or $3 grand to build the thing, but whether it's the app or the website, and then they can manage updates, color changes, things like that using Webboss, so they're never going to cancel.
Absolutely, yeah. And also you can archive a design. You can also stack multiple designs. So for seasonal changes like Easter, Christmas, you can have them and just switch them at any time. It doesn't. You can like your designs. The way we built the system, it's modular. So if you want to change your design, you haven't got to alter your content. It just flips it automatically.
And Kev, how did you guys split up equity? How much do you own?
Not as much as we would like to, really, because I say investment in the UK is a bit different. But me and Luke own just over half of the company.
Okay. And anyone else own anything besides the investors, or it's just you, Luke, and the investors?
Just me, Luke, and the investors.
Okay. Would you sell the company today for $1 million all cash up front?
No.
You said that very quickly.
I know, because it's worth a lot more than that.
How much would you sell for?
Not in any rush to sell at the moment, because we hope AppSumo will really sort of get us out there. The big problem we've got is because we've had no marketing. If we try and sell directly, people have never heard of us. Yeah, to put some company like Reach or Ryman are selling because they've heard of them, so they'll buy it without question. So we've been after funds for marketing, but I think hopefully AppSumo, we're a feared deal with AppSumo. They approached us as well. It goes out on the 19th of August, so hopefully.
How did lifetime deals, which is what AppSumo is known for, can destroy the economics of a SaaS business for a variety of reasons. How did they convince you to give and agree to a lifetime price point?
Because I'm looking at, if we had raised the money and invested that in marketing, I'd probably do the same to get the same amount of return. And it's only a short thing for a lifetime deal. And if we get
what do you mean? Is it lifetime or is it a short-term thing?
It's lifetime, so it's lifetime. But we can, if we sell 10,000, I hope we could, if we do 10,000 sales, that would fit into our running costs quite comfortably as a sort of an ongoing cost. I'm not worried about that. Yes, I can understand why people think like that. But to get our name out globally, we would have to spend a few $100,000 in marketing to do that. And that's possibly what it's going to cost. It's not going to cost us that much in servicing those sites. You sort of will get this. It's like a drug. You'll get the hit of initial cash from the AppSumo deal. But if you can't convert any of those into monthly recurring plans to grow your 4,000 a month and like stacking sales, it just all goes away the month or two after that. And you're stuck supporting thousands of new people that love deals that are going to overwhelm your support channels. And that's all you're going to do all day, every day. So how do you think about that? Because we're always adding to the system. So there's always going to be no updates. We're going to be doing a fulfillment package as a fulfillment partner we're working with. A lot of companies want to work with us. The problem we have that end users don't know about us. I say that's why we need marketing. So we'll add a fulfillment plugin to the system, or modules we call them. And so that's an extra monthly charge if you want that. So we're adding things all the time.
Yeah, but how many do you think these are people on AppSumo? People, they're like JCPenney shoppers. They love deals. They're Groupon shoppers, right? So how do you convert them into a monthly recurring plan? What gives you so much confidence that you're just going to add a feature and they're going to just start paying monthly?
Well, to be honest, I'm not looking at the AppSumo deal as the main conversion. I'm just looking at the AppSumo promotions, getting our name out there from a lot of people, because once they've bought their deals, that's it, isn't it? They're not going to be buying. If they want another site, they're going to have to pay the full whack for it. And if they are developers, they're going to have to pay the ongoing rate, which is normal.
That's why I'm asking you. So you believe that a large chunk of these folks will start paying you monthly in the future?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, this is not a trend that I've seen with AppSumo customers from others that have done launches, which is why I always ask the question what the plan is, because I think it's a great way to get your name out there. But if there's not a clear plan to drive upsell revenue, it can be dangerous for the business. There's many SaaS companies, by the way, that have done AppSumo deals that have gone out of business. And so then how does that, the customers, if they bought a lifetime deal, but you're only in business for a year and then you shut down, how does that make them feel? When you promised a lifetime, you only gave them a year.
I totally agree with that. I get that as well. But I mean, if you're a developer and you use our system, you're going to be doing more than one site a year, aren't you? So you're making a living out of it.
I don't know. I don't know how many developers are on AppSumo.
I won't give the figures they've given us, but they've given us quite a fair number, a few thousand. So you don't need that many users.
And why would they use you over WordPress or these free website builders?
Because what our system can do. Our system does much more than WordPress. If you go, WordPress is a page editor, isn't it? A lot of plugins other people have made. Webboss is a very sophisticated page editor with all the plugins you need already built into it. So when people once they've used our system, they tend to stick with it. As I say, you don't have much churn. People like the system. It's not as complex as WordPress to build a site with. It's not an easy web builder. Don't get me wrong. I won't pretend it's Wix. We don't want it to be. But it's very easy to add things to it with what's built in there. So once you've used our system, you wouldn't want to go back to WordPress.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens, Kev. In the meantime, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, you said you don't read a ton of books. So we're going to skip it. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Apart from you.
Oh, that's you can't. Now you can't. You should have gave me all these compliments at the beginning. Then I would have gone easier on you.
I like the big guys. They're in the UK. Richard Branson, to be honest.
Number 3.
I like Elon. I like the big ones. I like Elon Musk because he's out of the box.
Number 3. What's your favorite online tool for building Webboss?
I didn't do that side of it, so I wouldn't even want to answer that.
What's your favorite online tool?
Webboss, actually.
Okay, except Webboss.
Yes, I'm only joking. I know. I won't go on that. Sorry. It's a good point, actually, because I don't tend to do anything else.
Okay, great.
That's a boring question.
We'll skip it. Number 4. How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
That's 6.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos? We know you have 1.
Married with 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay, very cool. And how old are you?
I'm not telling you that. You can skip that.
Okay, no problem. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
How to structure an investment deal properly.
How to what?
Structure an investment deal properly.
Are you not on good terms with your investors?
It could have been better. It's not bad.
So?
We're not on bad terms. I said we didn't know. We were new to this when we got involved, and I think if I knew what I know now, it'd been handled a lot differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, guys, there you have it. Webboss.io. Easily create websites and apps. They were doing $20,000 a month about a year ago, still doing about $20,000 a month because of COVID. They've been flat. They've got over 200 customers. They're about break even today with a team of 4. Kev, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com /Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.